Hey, what's up, everyone? Nitreg here, and today I'm with Superunkn0wn. He is the lucky winner of the free coaching session, and we're just gonna go ahead and do this for I don't know how long he has, but an hour to an hour and a half or so. So go ahead and say hi, Superunkn0wn.
Hi, bro. What's going on?
Hey, so I don't know. Do you mind if I use your real name or just
No, that's
Superunkn0wn?
fine. That's
Oh,
fine. Yeah,
okay. Yeah,
yeah, I prefer that.
Ryan's a little shorter, so
Yeah.
cool, man. So yeah, it looks like we got a couple people watching right now, and just go ahead and get started. So why don't you just kind of update everyone on kind of what your situation is at poker right now, kind of what you're focusing on, and what limits you're playing and stuff like that.
I've just been playing 10 and L for probably a month now. Was playing 4 and L before. Um, haven't been playing cash that long. Started maybe 2.5, 3 months ago now.
Hmm.
Didn't really play a whole lot to start. Just did a lot of studying, watching videos, listening to podcasts, and really, took a lot in before I really started playing. And it's been going pretty good. Um,
Nice,
you know.
very cool. Yeah, I'm very surprised at like the level you play. You're saying you just started playing cash just a few months back, and I mean it's pretty insane how developed you are as a poker player. I mean, you're a very good, solid 10 and L player. I'm pretty sure you could jump up to 25 and L fairly soon. But yeah, yeah. For people that didn't notice, I've been we've had like one or two coaching sessions, right?
We've
Like
had two.
not too many, but yeah. So we have some prior coaching experience in the past. So things are slightly different, in the second or third coaching session rather than the first. So if anyone's thinking about getting coaching, it will be slightly different the first time. The first time I give out the free half an hour and we kind of go over stats a little bit and talk about what your goals are with poker and stuff like that. But I guess today we'll probably just focus more on general play and just stuff like that. Yeah, these tables look pretty decent right now.
Yeah.
I'm liking this Sean the Dunk guy.
Yeah, yeah. He's been at the table since I started. I kind of had to start a couple of these tables real short-handed, and he was there. And yeah, I like him being over here for sure.
Nice. Yeah, he's on at least two of your tables.
Yeah, here and here.
Yeah.
Isn't this the guy that you told me before that you see playing 25 and 50 and L sometimes also?
Um, his name looks familiar. This the Darkness is a guy that plays at higher levels. I know the Darkness is actually a pretty good player. Um, he's probably one of the biggest winners at 25 and L. I think. I think he plays like 25 and 50, and sometimes he probably plays 10 if there's not any games going.
Right.
But yeah, if they're 16, 13, or I guess this guy's probably. I mean, the Darkness plays around that too. Those types of players, you basically just kind of stay out of their way, and it's best to kind of have position on them so they don't. You know, it's hard. It's hard for them to outplay you when they're out of position. Just position is so strong.
Now,
I would
this
just.
is one of those spots where I get a little lost sometimes because I don't know whether to squeeze
Yeah.
here or just flat.
I would mash the pot button. And I think that's usually a pretty good side, like 130, 140, somewhere in there. The reason is because your hand is really good, and the people you're squeezing are going to have a fairly wide range. So when you three bet here, it's going to work really well. Like you're going to take down the pot a lot, and when they call, they're going to be behind a lot. So it's kind of surprising that this guy calls, but I just probably bet like $1.50 here. The 9 and the 10 aren't that good of cards because that's a lot of the type of pocket pair to seal flat, but we flop top pair, and it's just one of those hands where you have to get it all in. Here at the 9s, like you have top set, but the board is pretty wet, so I'd bet pretty big, like probably $1.90 or so, kind of on the bigger side. And ace 10, I'd probably raise it to like 40 or 50 cents, just because the guy who limps seems kind of like a fish.
Yeah.
cool. We kind of got a lot of action right off the bat.
Yeah, I've been getting some hands here since I started this session up.
Yeah. Let's see.
I don't have a whole lot of hands on these guys, but nah, this guy's kind of loose and short stack. I'm just gonna fold that.
Yeah. LMFAO was the pre-flop raiser, right? And he check calls.
You're right.
I would go ahead and bet pretty big now. I'd probably bet a little bit bigger than that, just because I figure the hands that he's going to come along with are going to be like ace X with the ace of hearts or something. And sorry, there's a couple of things going on, but I probably wouldn't have c-bet the ace 10 here. The only reason is because it's hard to get value. So you're kind of just turning your hand into a bluff, even though you have decent showdown value against a guy who just seems kind of like he might be a loose passive that might just give up.
Okay, I was confused on what you were saying on that because this hand went down a little different. I flatted with the nines.
Oh, did he c-bet? Or? Oh, I see. I'm sorry about that. In the future, I should have referenced this. But, oh yeah, you got the nuts now, so just go ahead and bet big. But top left, we'll just have table 1, top right, table 2, bottom left, table 3, bottom right, table 4, and hopefully it's a little clear. What does he have? Ace 9? Oh well. So I was wrong. You did get value with the 10.
Yeah, when you said that, I thought you was talking about this table down here.
Okay. These are one of these weird spots with ace 10 here. I would c-bet this one, like 50 cents or so, and the reason is because, there's a decent number of draws someone can have. They can have gut shot straight draws, open-ended straight draws, flush draws, worst tens that will call. If the board was a little less connected, let's say it was, I don't know, let's just say you had middle pair, but it wasn't really connected at all, then I would probably, I'd probably still c-bet just to kind of take it down, but you could also check call there as well.
Yeah, I think that's one of the exact spots that I had asked you about before.
Yeah. Unfortunately, those are really weird spots to play. And they're all different. It's the more types of I kind of have to first of all think about like what their range is. And so if their range is a lot of like, suited connectors and Broadway type cards, and if the board kind of hits that range a bit, and I think I can get value from that range, then I would just go ahead and bet. But if I don't think there's going to be that much value, then I think check calling is sometimes better as well, just because, you can get them to bet once, and then, most players don't just like triple barrel you whenever you check at 10-0.
Right. Yeah. I know that's one of the exact spots that I think we just talked about in our last session, because I told you that I feel like I could get value there, but then I kind of get, if I bet and he calls, I kind of get lost in the hand. I don't really know if he's calling with top pair or calling with a draw. Or, I feel like I kind of know where I'm at better by checking and seeing what he does.
Yeah, it's difficult. If they're a tighter player, they'll definitely put you in a tough situation. That's kind of where being in position really helps. But it helps them. But yeah, if they're a worse player, it's a little easier because they're in general they're more passive, and you'll be able to see showdown a little cheaper. They won't be putting too much pressure on you or anything, and they'll call with a much wider range. What's this guy's 3-bet percentage?
0.
Okay. Both guys call those, so it's kind of tempting. You're not really getting that good of a price, but there's like $3.50 in the pot, and then you kind of have like a little over $9 for implied odds. So I really don't mind a call here since you're in position, but it's very close. Yeah, folding is not a big deal either, and luckily there's no 5 on the flop, so you made a good fold. Yeah, it's one of those spots that's super marginal, and it sucks to just like put in $5 and then fold every single time, but
now my hold'em manager's gonna crash on me.
Oh,
that's
man.
great.
That's no bueno. at least we could still kind of see what's happening on table number 1. The guy checked, which is a little weird. Now he bets $4. That looks a ton like value. I had a student yesterday that was saying that that betting smaller, makes it look like, it's weaker. But I think in my opinion, it looks a lot stronger. Just because it just looks, there's like an 8 something pot, and you bet $4 when there's $5 left in effective stacks. It just looks like you're trying to get a really, you're trying to get a call by, a really wide range.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just tend to just stick it all in those spots, whether I'm bluffing or value betting. I mean, you're practically all in anyway when you put in $4. So. Oh wow. Big all-in pot.
Yeah.
Kind of hope Joey wins this. Jack.
Yeah, then he leaves.
I'd probably just check here. I mean, the board is super coordinated and the guy's short stack. I kind of hate when there's short stacks and they'll just like check shove or whatever. But yeah, now I would just bomb it since the pot's really wet, like 50 or 60 cents. That's another thing I've been doing a lot recently is just betting a lot bigger with good hands. Just be surprised what people call down with. So, I don't know, I used to bet smaller to kind of like, I don't know, get called by wider ranges and stuff. But, if people are going to call, they're going to call no matter if it's like pot or 3/4 pot or 2/3 pot or half pot. So, I mean, some people will change their calling range a little bit, but for the most part, if people are dead set on calling, they're not going to really fold if you make it a big bet.
Now this is a spot where I will tend to leave behind sometimes, especially with him in over here.
Yeah, I would I would just fold this one. I would like it if you were on like the cutoff of the button. But the thing is, this guy to your left seems kind of like a reg, and so he's going to be isolating a lot when you limp. And then this guy is also to your left too. I mean, he's kind of a short stack, so it just kind of sucks because if you call, you'll probably be out of position, and then some of those times it's going to be to a raise. So it's usually not going to be that good of a thing. Now, of course, you hit 2 pair, but that's fun. Yeah, I like limping a lot. It's just
a little later position.
Yeah, like the button is ideal, and I can deal with like cutoff if the guy on the button, like if you're on the cutoff and the guy on the button's really tight or something, then I can do that as well. Otherwise, I think just ISO raising or folding is good. I think if you had a speculative hand like pocket 2s or something, I would be happier to call that rather than ace-5 suited, just because pocket 2s is really easy to play post-flop. You either hit a set or you don't, whereas ace-5, the flop might come, ace-jack-7 or something, and, you check call a few streets and have to fold. So, yeah, pocket 2s doesn't really get dominated that much, essentially. Yeah, that's the kind of sucky thing about having a reg behind you is that you're going to isolate a lot and they're going to flat a lot.
Yeah.
I think here I would see bet around half pot, probably like 70 cents, 75 cents, something like that. It's not going to work. Your c-bet's not going to work that much, but you do have some decent equity and you do have some fold equity. So I think combined you'll have enough. Also, you have a backdoor flush draw as well. I mean, that's good for maybe another 2% or so. Just actually a hand equity. So luckily it worked. I mean, it only has to work about a third of the time. So I see there's a couple people watching this. If you guys have any questions about any of the hands, feel free to go ahead and type in the chat box, and I'll be sure to answer those as well. If there's some downtime, if there's things going on, we're talking about all these hands. I won't have that much time, but poker kind of swings back and forth from being super, busy and involved with hands to just being completely dead and waiting for hands. So if you ask questions, I'll go ahead and answer those. Also want to say thank you guys for checking out the channel. This is the first contest that I had for 50 followers on Twitch TV, and on 100, I'm giving away $100. So if you haven't already, go ahead and click the follow button, which is, I think, right above this video. It's either right above or right below. Yeah, I can't wait for the next contest to reach there. There's gonna be 100 followers, and what I'm gonna do is just have like a heads up sit and go type free roll, and if you beat me, then I'm gonna give like just straight up $100 to whoever wins. But obviously, if you don't win, you had a chance. It was fun, but it'd be pretty sweet. Just do a good bankroll booster.
Right. I assume that's going to be a regular speed sit and go, right?
Yeah, I haven't really like thought about it. Actually, I don't think I've ever once played a heads up sit and go in my life, but I'm not sure how fast the speeds go. I think it's like every 10 or 15 minutes the blinds go up, so probably just whatever that is. I think I'll hold it on Poker Stars too, either Poker Stars or Black Chip Poker.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Poker Stars, you can do it there, and
Yeah.
you could set it like a home game or something.
Yeah, exactly. I have like a home game with like play chips and stuff. The Jack 7 won't go away. It's like, what's the other card?
Yeah. That's why I was sitting there waiting. Couldn't see.
Yeah. What's the fold to steal stat on your head?
The fold of steel is right here in the bottom, very bottom right.
Very bottom right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can go over them if you can.
Okay.
You probably don't remember here.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, I got 3-bet, C-bet flop, C-bet turn, steal, and then everything down here, everything below is the same thing, but it's fold to 3-bet, fold to C-bet flop, fold to turn C-bet, and fold to steal.
Oh, okay.
And this is aggression factor and went to showdown.
Gotcha. That's the one weird thing about coaching is everyone has close to the same stats on their HUD, but they're always in different places. So
They are different colors or something.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, I'd play this out of position heads up. I'm not a really big heads up guy, so
Hey, I'm not either, but that works when you flop trips, huh?
my goal is to flop trips and then immediately leave as soon as as soon as I win the pot. It's kind of where you checked, but it's probably just about like 30 or 35, something like that. If he had called there, I'd probably go for a check raise on blank turns because I assume he's going to bet with any flush draw or any 8. But he just ends up folding, so it's okay.
Yeah, I haven't played a whole lot of heads up, but I haven't played a whole lot of shorthanded really. But I've been at the end of playing 4-0. I was when it would get shorthanded, I would keep playing. I was getting a lot more comfortable with it. So, and then when I moved up to 10-0, I kind of stopped doing that. I guess just because I was playing for a little more money. So
Yeah.
and then now I've started back. Playing a little more shorthanded. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's the more you move up to, there's going to be people that are pretty good at shorthanded. Like, I think the street pharmacy guy is going to be decent. I mean, his stats look like he plays shorthanded. Oh, man.
I mean, you think I should definitely bet for value here, right?
Yeah, everyone checked on the flop, so I'd bet
Yeah.
here you can get some like straight draws or flush draws to call. So since your kicker kind of sucks, you kind of have to turn your hand into a bluff catcher on the river. Well, and people are raising. Your hand's not really that good anymore, so just fold it.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. I mean, the worst he's gonna have there is a really strong king. I don't mind 3-betting here with the Jack 4 suited, just to like 90 cents or $1 or so. Just, I don't know who this guy is, but heads up, it's really hard to have a hand, and you're gonna be in position the entire hand. So,
Well, I'm actually gonna make it 50 because this guy's gonna.
yeah, I think that's a really good idea. Cool. That guy just folded with the Jack 4 suited. Definitely not necessary at 10-0, but I mean it's heads up, so you're gonna be playing every hand with that guy basically. Might as well like start to get under our skin and outplay him. This guy folds the c-bets 25%, right, on table 1?
Right.
Oh, too bad he didn't call.
But he folded to that one.
Yeah. I think they know when you have overpairs.
It seems that way. That seems to be a theme lately.
Yeah.
Every time I have a hand, I'm just not getting paid.
Or when you have like ace high, they check call down with bottom pair.
Like I said, when I first started this session, I kind of got hit in the head with a deck pretty quick, but I didn't really make anything.
I'd probably press pot and then do one bet lower than that, whatever that is. So it's gonna be like 80 or 90 cents. It's kind of my little cheat for bet sizing. If I'm out of position, I like to do pot or pot +1, and if I'm in position, I like to do pot -1 or pot. But yeah, it's just such a good spot to 3-bet when you're in position and you got 2 fish behind you and 1 short stack. And now it's just taking down the value train. I mean, you want to get your entire stack in by river, so I'd probably bet like $1.50 here. Just start building a pot. Normally I like to bet a little smaller, just because we crush the flop so much. But
This guy, man, this guy.
yeah, he knows.
Twice in a row. Hmm.
Just give a shout out to Cash Clicks on the feed. Thanks for watching. I think I know what you mean now by you getting a lot of big hands, but not really getting paid off that much. I guess you're up half a buy in here on table 2 and half a buy on table 3, and a little bit on table 1, so that's still pretty good, but we gotta get Sean the donk stack by the time we're done here.
Yeah, it would be kind of nice to stack him.
Yeah.
He's a little deep too.
Yeah. It's very rare that you get a fish on 2 tables, and on both tables they're deeper than 100 big blinds.
And on your right.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's... Just hope he doesn't sit out.
Yeah, on one of these I had the 2 fish on the right, and the one guy left after he got stacked.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of fish just kind of load on, $20 or so, and, they're just here to have fun, so whenever they get stacked, they're not really having fun, and they just leave. The ones that I like are the people that have kind of ego problems, and they keep reloading to try to, get their money back, and Those are the best, but kind of hard to come by.
Whoa, that's a pretty sick price.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I don't mind calling it. The thing that sucks is you really can't play that many flops unless you have like 2 pair or trips or something.
Yeah, I mean when I call there, I'm not looking to play anything except for a
Yeah,
monster.
yeah,
I mean
exactly.
I'm not gonna go crazy if I hit a queen for sure.
Yeah,
But I mean that's pretty sick price there. I think I have to just stick it in there.
exactly. The one kind of exception I would make is sometimes is live poker. I'm not sure how much you play, but you'll get a couple people limping in for. I mean, here in California, the break is like $4 or $5, so you have people limping in for $2 or $3 or whatever the limits are. You'll be like, oh, it's just $2 left to call, and it is $2 left to call, but the pot's not actually as big as it looks because they'll take like half of it and rake right on the flop. So
Yeah.
kind of got to remember rake too if you're playing live and it's pretty big.
Yeah, I don't have that problem. We don't have any live poker here in Georgia. So
Oh, is it
but
is it outlawed there?
it's just they don't it's just not I mean not legal.
Uh,
It's,
can you guys play at your house or anything?
I think not really.
Uh,
I mean, you can, but I mean, it's. I've heard of
home games getting busted up.
big home games getting busted up. Yeah, like underground games and stuff.
Oh man. Oh, don't you guys have those like riverboat casinos and stuff?
Yeah, there is a couple down on the coast. Uh, I went on one time, played a little tournament on there.
Oh, nice.
It was back before I played cash, and they actually had a cash game after the tournament, but I didn't play it. And the tournament was ridiculous. I think the blinds doubled and went up like every 10 minutes or something. And
Oh wow. Yeah,
yeah, it was pretty bad.
they know that you have no other choice in
Yeah.
tournaments, so they're just like, oh, we'll just do what we want.
I hear the live poker in Florida is pretty good.
Yeah, I was living there. I think what was it like a year and a half ago, and that was like kind of right when it was legalized. Unfortunately, I never really played there. It's mostly playing online when I was living there, but kind of regret not taking a taking a shot live while I was there. Oh, Big Joker in the chat says, "Where in Georgia?" I'm in Atlanta.
Oh, I'm about 50 miles south of Atlanta. I'm right off of 75, about 50 miles south of Atlanta.
Hmm. Cherokee, North Carolina is closest casino poker to here. So
Right.
Big Joker.
I
Huh.
think they have electronic tables.
Oh, nice. Have you played those before?
No, I haven't.
Huh. I just in my mind they don't seem like they're as fun, but I don't really know. I mean, I've never played it.
It's kind of like you go to the casino and just play online, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's for those people that like to, pretend that they're reading into people's faces and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. You've had kind of the online approach to that concept. I think there was a poker room that was thinking about enabling webcams so you can see each other's faces while playing. It's just kind of, I don't know.
Oh no, there's a merge skin that does that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's called Poker View.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yep.
I never tried that before. I just kind of read it in like Poker News or something, but it seems kind of crazy. I always try to tilt my opponents and put goofy pictures and stuff on the webcam. Just like give weird faces and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. That would probably be a little strange. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you actually have to, be on the webcam to play on there. I would assume not, but
Yeah, not everyone has it, so. So this King 10 hand, I mean, you're in middle position. It's not like the best position ever, but the good thing is, yeah, you got those two people sitting out. So,
yeah, that's what I was looking at.
yeah, glad you saw that too. So essentially, you're kind of in the hijack, which I like. If you weren't in the hijack, I'd probably consider folding. So yeah, I mean, it's little things like that I'm really glad that you're picking up on. I have a couple students that just they've been playing a while, but they don't see little things like that. But you've only been playing for 2 or 3 months or whatever, and you already see stuff like that. It's just like little bits of equity here and there, and just they all add up.
Yeah, I've really been kind of trying to watch for that kind of stuff lately. I know a couple. It's probably a week or so ago. I think I did it a couple times in in our last session too. Is a couple of spots where I didn't realize the stack size of the opponent behind me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I mean that kind of tilted me a couple times when I done that, and I made some plays where I was like, damn, I should have seen that.
Right.
So I've kind of been really looking for that kind of stuff lately.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I mean, the cool thing about poker is you don't have to be good. You don't have to pay attention. All you have to do is just be, one little bit better than your opponent, and pay attention, that much, just a little bit more than your opponent, and that's all it takes to make money. I think you can peel here once. I mean, the guy just limped in. You can have all sorts of aces, but he's probably just gonna play very straightforward after this if you call. I mean, when players are like 23-6, they're not the type of players that are just going to start barreling down with nothing. And, it's another solid bet, and I just fold. If you had like 10-6 or something, I probably would just fold the flop. But you had a really good kicker for the middle pair, so I think it was all right to call. It's okay to fold the flop too. I mean, you really didn't even put in that much money, but I think it's that would just be like a neutral EV type play. Whereas if you call, I think it's slightly plus EV, just someone limping and then stabbing at an ace-high flop.
This guy checked. I might just stab at this here. I mean, you think?
Yeah, I think that's okay. I would just bet half pot, like 10 cents. I mean, it doesn't have to be super big. It's just kind of, he limped in the small blind and checks, and it just looks super weak. I mean,
Yeah.
If you could bet like 3 cents, he would probably still fold. So. And this type of flop, he's going to be super straightforward, so I'd probably just bet 50 cents here.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, if you have a hand, you just bet big, and if you don't have a hand, you just bet small. And the funny thing is, people don't really pick up on that, or, it's super exploitable, but no one pays attention to it. And I mean, even if he does notice that that's what you're doing, he wouldn't even know how to respond to it. He's a 50-11. If he has jack high there or something, what is he supposed to do? Like check raise, or I don't know. It's just it's kind of hard for. Well, first of all, they don't pay attention to that, but it's also kind of hard for them to figure out how to adjust to it if they do happen to know.
It's like this guy checks to me again. I mean, I almost want to stab there. I mean, just to take it down, I don't know. I mean, he's kind of loose, though. I'm just check it down with him.
Yeah, 10 high might have showdown value as well. Yeah, just fold, I guess, but if the turn was like a diamond or a jack or an ace or a 9, I would bet, because then you'd have some outs if called. But yeah, I mean, the 7 doesn't really change much, and you didn't really put any money in, so I think it's okay to just check fold.
Yeah, I was actually a little confused. I thought he had checked to me twice, but I was wrong.
Yeah. Cash Click says, nice stab. I assume he's talking about the one where his blind was blind. He had like 10-4 offsuit or something.
Yeah.
You know you hit it big time when you're winning pots with 10-4 offsuit.
It wasn't much of a pot, but
Yeah.
it just looked like a free 20 cents. So.
Yeah, I mean, if you see a quarter on the ground, you pick it up.
Right.
I usually hate playing hands to raises like 8-10 suited, but I think like the pre-flop raiser is kind of a bad player. He's loose passive, looks like. So I'd call him position. And you also have this player in the big blind here, which it doesn't seem to be the best player in the world either.
Oh, he just jams it in there.
Yeah, if anyone calls here, I would just fold. But if everyone folds, I would call. And hopefully he just has like pocket
Flush
sevens
draw
or flush draw. Yeah. I mean, just some random fish cap or anything. He could have like ace 5 here. Cool. So hopefully no hearts are awesome. He actually had a lot of equity there, but
Yeah, he did.
Nice answer.
This is a limp pot here. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, I like stepping out. Just because like a 9 is kind of in the middle of the board. There's so many, like half the deck is just overcards, and it's gonna make you not know where you're at on the turn.
Yeah.
Cash Click says checking twice is almost an automatic stab. Yes, and my response to that is it depends. It's kind of like everything in poker. It depends. If you're like out of position in a limp pot, you haven't put any money in, then you don't have to bet just because you didn't really put any money in the pot. Your blind is your blind, and you can't really deal with that. So you can't count that as being invested into the pot. So it's perfectly fine to just check fold. And if you're against a player who doesn't like folding at all, just because they check the flop twice doesn't mean that they don't have a hand. They might just call with like ace high or under pairs, or they don't bet for value either, so they could just check down with any sort of pairing as well. So not always. If they're kind of like a tight player, or if the board is super dry, then I like leaving out a lot better. But it's definitely not mandatory. A lot of times in the micro stakes, you'll find a lot of people that just can't fold.
Yeah.
So
That's for sure.
yeah,
Like Sean the Donk, except for when I have a big hand.
exactly. He's actually another one of my students, and I tell him exactly what you have, and no. I'm always afraid I'd be talking bad about someone like, oh, Sean the Donk, he's kind of a fishy player, and then he's watching us right now.
I don't think this guy's watching.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Thanks for checking out the stream, Henry. Glad you like it. Yeah, just a reminder, if you guys haven't already, click the follow button on the stream, and the 100th follower, well, not exactly the 100th follower, but when we have 100 followers, I'm going to pick a name out of the hat, like we did with this coaching, and, we're going to go ahead and do a $100 free roll, heads up, sit and go.
But you have to respond.
Yeah, you have to respond. The first 5 people didn't respond to the coaching, so Superunkn0wn got it.
I mean, I appreciate it and all, but
Yeah.
Who called me here? He called. This board's kind of a wet board. Let's check here.
Yeah. Well, I definitely bet this turn now on table 1.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I actually don't mind c-betting this flop. Like usually, if it's a fish, I just check these types of flops because it hits their range. It doesn't really hit your range as well. But against a guy that's major cards, if he flats an under the gun +1 raise from the blinds, he's probably going to have like a pocket pair or two high broadways, like ace queen, um, ace king, just kind of like different pocket pairs and stuff. So I think you can go ahead and bet there, and unless he has like a set or like the nut flush draw, he's probably just going to check folds. And you also
Yeah.
have a diamond draw as well.
Yeah, I think I just made a slight mistake here on this. I think I could appeal with the gut shot with this guy being deep with me. I don't know. Did you see
Oh wait,
that?
I'm sorry. What happened?
I had a gut shot over here. I had 2 overs and a gut shot. I had peeled. I had called a raise from him.
Oh,
He opened and I called with the ace queen. Let me see.
oh, and you just folded this flop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the pre-flop action. I didn't see the post-flop. I was reading the chat. Yeah, I like folding there. The guy seems to be kind of fish. If it's a reg, I would consider raising as a semi-bluff. If they see bet a lot, especially. But if he's like bombing it, you could call once. To kind of like float a little bit, but it's just going to be so hard to have any fold equity on that sort of board.
Yeah.
And then RS and Measles says how many followers you got. If you look underneath the video, so far it says 64. I don't know if that's up to date or not. It seems like every single time I refresh, some stat looks different. Yeah, it looks like it's 64 right now, so... I haven't really been streaming that much, but for the last month. But when I am streaming, I get a couple every single time I stream, at least like 2 or 3. So, doesn't hurt. We'll just be sitting there one day, and all of a sudden, hey, we hit 100 followers. Here's $100.
Well, they got to beat you in the sit and go first, right?
Yeah, it's true.
So it's not just like a free $100.
Yeah. I guess free 50% equity. I'm not that good at heads up sit and goes either, so it's more like free 60% or $60 equity. Yeah, I thought giving away like $50 would be pretty sweet, but then I was thinking about it, and that's kind of boring for everyone. If I just hand someone $50, off video, it's kind of like cool that someone won $50, but no one sees it or anything. I figured it would be a lot cooler if there was like this big dramatic, heads up match for $100, and everyone was watching it for an hour.
And rooting against you?
Yeah, exactly. Henry asks also, this is being recorded so we can watch again later, right? Yeah, so Twitch is kind of cool. They record it, and all I have to do is just click save when I'm done. Oh, I'll get back to that in a second. With the 9s here, this is one of those spots, like, yeah, his fold to C bet's 25%.
Right.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and bet like 35, 40 cents. I mean, it's very hard to get called bet worse. I mean, I guess against this guy, he doesn't fold a lot, though, so he'll call with things that aren't pairs as well. And also, there's a lot of cards above a 9. So, like if you check and he checks, like the turn's a jack, what do you do sort of thing, and it's a little difficult. Yeah. So there I don't mind betting. I think you get some value, and you take down the pot a decent number of times as well, which isn't the worst thing in the world with second pair. So yeah, back to that recording thing. I can go ahead and post it on YouTube as well. So if you want to follow my YouTube channel, it's youtube.com/nitregpoker, and I'll post it on my site as well. So that way everyone gets to see it, whether they're here live or not. Getting quite a bit of followers on my website as well for my email list. Go ahead and send every post that I do and all the recordings. So yeah, check that out as well. You guys will get a free ebook, Beat the Micros in 2012. Yeah, I guess this guy here, table number 2, I'm probably just going to call him down. Bet for value here. I'd probably bet like, $1.20 or so. I mean, maybe there's value in betting a little bit bigger, but I don't know. Just kind of looks like he's bet folding a lot.
Now, is this one with a weak kicker in spots like this? You prefer to just kind of well, I don't know if the flush draws out there, so
Yeah, I'm glad you picked up on that. I would check this flop. This guy looks to be a little tighter. So I assume his range is going to be like pocket pairs and weaker ace x, or I'm sorry, stronger ace x's. So I figure if we check, we'll get a little bit more value from some other hands, and then now I'd definitely bet like 2/3 or so. He'll call with like flush draws and stuff now as well. You know, if he has like pocket eights with the 8 of clubs or something, I don't think he'll really fold in that spot. But yeah, I'm glad you picked up on that. I mean, on the flop, it's really hard to get value, and someone would have to like basically have like king 10 of clubs to call there. I don't think people really call there with like pocket sevens or I don't know. It's very hard for them to have like ace deuce or something also. But even if they have ace deuce, you're probably gonna chop the pot a lot. So yeah, it's just hard to get value from worse hands. 5/6 is another one of those hands like 8/10 earlier.
yeah.
It's this for me. This is very close, but I think I'm slightly leaning towards calling just because the big blind seems to be kind of the mark at the table. It's 23-8. Oh, I guess it's only 13 hands, but he also didn't buy it for a full stack, so he's probably not going to be taking poker too seriously.
Everybody checks.
Yeah, unfortunately, we can't really stab here either. I think if everyone checks this turn, I might consider betting it though, because you could represent a 10. I think it's kind of hard, but if everyone checks, no one's really representing anything. So I just bet like $1.25 or like $1.20 or something. It's kind of like a big solid bet where people, if they have pocket eights or something, it's gonna be hard for them to call. Looks like they're just kind of giving up, which is nice, sweet. And that's kind of one of the advantages of kind of playing the style that I play, or just kind of just solid, tight, aggressive. If people see you as being a tight player, they're not going to really expect you to be, having. I mean, you have 5/6 in your hand, but when you play a solid style, people just kind of see your stats, and they're going to assume that you have a good solid hand every single time. So the times where you do bluff, it's a little more, it's a little bit more believable. Whereas if someone who's notorious for just having any 2 cards and betting wildly will get looked up quite a bit there by some weaker hands. But that's also another reason why we call the 5/6 suited, is we don't always have to hit a hand. If we're in position on the button, which we were, then you can just take it down post flop if everyone just checks to you. So that's pretty nice. It's a monotone board and paired and looks kind of wet, but we're still able to take it down 4-way.
Yeah, that's a pretty decent pot for a hand where I had nothing.
Yeah, 6 high. Yeah, it's kind of cool. We're not getting into too many big hands or anything. We're just kind of playing, sitting back, waiting for hands, playing tight, playing solid. But it looks like, almost all your tables you're up a decent amount. I mean, if you're up over like a buy-in and a half or so, we've only been playing for an hour.
Yeah.
Nothing too big, but if you made like $10 or $15 or so, it's more than minimum wage. So it's kind of cool, just doing something you love and getting paid for doing it.
Yeah. Let's see. See how much it is. I think I used up all my big hands before you started the stream.
Yep. You only get so many per day.
This can't be right. I don't think.
Yeah, for me, usually that's wrong, so I go to reports more often. I mean, I don't know if you want to do that on screen or anything, but...
Yeah, I'll move it over here to my other screen.
Cool.
Look at it.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I mean, I'll...
The IRS is probably watching, so
Oh yeah.
They're on to us.
I think I shouldn't have messed with Hold'em Manager. Now it's freezing up my computer.
Oh no.
I can't even find my mouse.
If you do Control Delete, does that? Oh, it just twitched. That thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's moving a little bit, but when I slid that table over.
Oh man.
Okay. Shut that down and
Maybe we should just wait till after.
yeah. Cause I think everything's froze up now.
It's a first world problem. You won so much money that you broke the internet.
Yeah. It's moving, but it's not doing anything. My task manager's not coming up. Not that I'd be able to get my mouse to it.
Yeah. Huh. Oh, mouse just moved a little bit.
I have this problem with Hold'em Manager sometimes. It just freezes
Yeah.
everything up.
I have it too every now and again.
If I can get there.
Usually I just press like Control Delete and within a minute it's back, but it's kind of frustrating. No worries though.
Trying to get the mouse to it to close it out. Close it and restart it.
Yeah.
Well, oh, there it finally came up. Let's see.
Okay.
Some on the tables moved then?
I just saw some of the HUDs go away on like table 2, 3, and 4.
Okay, I got it closed out. So maybe everything will start back working.
Okay. Yeah, there's that little end program.
Okay.
No blue screens of death. We can do this, but not the blue screen.
I hate it they've done this during the stream, but
Oh yeah, no problem.
okay, it's back up now. I'm back to. I'm back.
Back in business.
Yeah, I'm not gonna mess with that till after the session though.
Cash Click says he knows that screen. Yep. Unfortunately, a lot of us do. I've got I bought a newer computer towards the beginning of the year with Windows 7, and it's pretty good. I mean, I don't have as many problems anymore. I've seen the blue screen of death once, so happy. But I mean, yeah, I love Windows XP too. It was on my older computer.
Yeah, I actually thought about breaking my laptop out for this because it's a little faster, but I don't have my Hold'em Manager set up exactly the way I want it on there. And I have the strangest problem with Hold'em Manager on my laptop. Mm-hmm. It'll only let me log in on there if I'm hooked to the internet. If I'm not hooked to the internet, it just won't come up. It tells me that my trial's up.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, I try to email them about it, and they told me to read the frequently asked questions.
Huh. Wow, that's weird. It must be like a validation issue or something.
Yeah, I put the serial number back in it, and it takes me to a screen where it tells you how to get it for free or whatever.
Huh.
And then it'll go to it when I'm online, but
that's weird.
Everything's still timing out. I think we had this same problem in one of my other sessions.
Yeah. starting to go now.
Yeah.
Oh, looks like you're sitting out. Yeah, it still does it. I mean, just restart it and do a little bit more, but looks like it's going now. Oh, should probably click this checkbox.
Oh, it's so sitting up.
I think that's what it was. And then I think up here. Oh yeah, both is.
I guess it's only going to let me play one table.
Oh, so it's not changing when you click it?
Uh,
Oh.
and it just had me out of this one. Let me try closing this down again. I think when I get all this stuff running and everything, it just really messes it up.
Yeah. I mean, even on like my computer, it's fairly new. It's just TeamViewer and Hold'em Manager and streaming stuff. It's just like barely handle it and it goes out every now and again.
It won't do anything. I'll probably say it's not responding again.
I guess it's been about an hour, so we could probably just wrap it up now. I mean, if you like restart your computer and stuff, it'll probably be like an hour, 15 minutes, hour and a half. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you have any last questions before
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Did you want to pull that up and close these tables out and see if it'll pull up and go over a couple of the hands or anything, or?
Yeah, if you want to do that, that'd be cool.
Okay. Get all these closed up. Maybe it won't crash now that I don't have any tables running.
Yeah. Knock on wood.
Well, I guess it's TeamViewer.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're gonna be able to go over them or not. It seems to do. Yeah, it seems to do this when I have the TeamViewer running.
Yeah, it does that with me as well. I guess we could always close down TeamViewer if you want and just. Oh wait, but then I can't see the hands, I guess.
Right.
We could close down TeamViewer and you could send me like the.
There it goes.
So
It's running now. I guess it just took a minute.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, TeamViewer is a little finicky.
Oh yeah, 1349.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
It's pretty straight up there.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. It's just like, at the micro stakes is if you just play tight and solid, you don't have to be loose aggressive and try and outplay everyone. You just nice straight up line, and of course every now and again you'll get lucky and go spike up or get unlucky and spike down. But I mean that's pretty much in the long run. This is what the graph is going to look like. Which is nice.
And that's my biggest hand one was only 265. A lot of small pots. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Let's see. I guess we'll start with this one. Just go straight down the line.
Yep. Yeah, and also this is why picking up the small pots is so important. Is people that focus on the big pots usually just break even, but if you focus on the small pots as well, you'll end up winning a lot, even when you have big losing sessions with the big hands.
Okay, this is where the guy, he had ace king.
Yeah, definitely call. Like here, I'd probably just call down unless the board runs out really ugly. Also, pre-flop, you made it 25 cents. I think when you're on the cutoff, you can make it like 30 cents or so. He check call turn?
No, I led turn. I bet turn. He check called.
Okay.
And then
he leads out.
and we called it off.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I mean, I think ace king is the. It sucks because you're gonna chop a lot here when you're not behind. But I think there's enough like missed draws and just kind of stuff like that. I mean, he's only really repping a queen, and it's kind of hard. I mean, just the way he played it, he's not gonna have that many queens in this range, and also he's giving a really good prize. So,
I think we kind of thought maybe he, was betting a missed flush draw or something because, I mean, I tend when somebody donks out into me, I tend to put them on more of a draw, really.
Right, exactly.
Unless I've seen them do anything different.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it's kind of what I was thinking there. And I mean, every once in a while he's going to, of course, have like ace king or queen x or something, and it sucks. But I think the majority of the time you guys are going to chop, and then probably more times than he beats you, he's going to just have like, I don't know, jack king or something that he doesn't know what to do with, or 10-9 of diamonds or something.
This is where we call this guy. He has a ton of equity right here.
Oh yeah.
Why is it not showing up?
What's up?
The equity's not.
The equity part.
Yeah, it's not showing up for some reason.
If you go back to the point of where you had a call, but you hadn't called yet, it should.
Well, let's see.
Right. Yeah, 1.64 to 1. So, I mean, I think you're definitely good enough here. I mean, when a short stacker just opens chips, it doesn't mean he has the nuts. I mean, he's gonna have such a wide range. He'll have straight draws, flush draws, just two overcards. You can just see everything. So as long as it's around the size of a bet, I'm just calling it off. Even if it's like 1.5x the pot or something, and I'm still calling it off. The second thing is, you have a 10 kicker, so of course you could have, if you have like 6-8 here, it sucks, but I'd still consider calling it off. But I think the higher your kicker is, the more confident I would be. Like if it's ace-8, I'm definitely calling it off. 8-10 is a little, it's definitely a plus EV, but it's a little more borderline, I think. So I like your bet sizing.
And I'm bet folding here.
Yeah, definitely.
And then this was kind of interesting because I didn't know whether to bet fold the river again.
I would check fold. And the reason is because I don't expect this guy to value bet. Like if this guy is, let's say, jacks or something, he's probably not even betting that.
That's
10 or something.
That's kind of what I thought. I kind of thought that with this scary of a board, I mean, I could probably get value, but I mean, if he's got, queens or jacks or something like that, but I don't think he's really going to bet, a hand like that.
Exactly.
So I did check, and he checked back with queens.
Oh well, yeah. So, I mean, that's like the best hand that you can beat, and even with that, he doesn't even bet himself. So I think that's a great reason to just go ahead and. Just go ahead and check fold. So I'm glad that we've got the showdown there, so we can see and sample that.
Oh. Yeah, I think that hand happened before we started the stream.
Yeah. Then here, yeah, we talked about this one is
Right.
probably through at this one just because the guy's short stacked and ace queen against a guy who's playing 49% of his hands. You're probably gonna do pretty well against him.
Right, and they both, I mean, folded 3-bet 0.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I mean, I realized that right after I done it because I said something about it. So.
Right. Yeah, I mean it's not like you're losing money if you call. It's just not as profitable.
I think he folds. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This hand also happened. I think before we started the stream, and I was going to see what you thought about this here.
Okay.
Because I seen a hand similar to this on a video or something the other day. Now, this guy who's, I mean, his 3-bets 15% here, and he's squeezing. And with the ace king, I just jammed it. I mean, is that?
I don't think it's the worst play in the world. The thing is, you're under the gun. Like you're a solid tight player under the gun. So this guy looks like he's a reasonable player. So he's probably gonna have a HUD on you. If he sees your stats, he knows your range is gonna be fairly tight. Under the gun. Also, the other guy that he's 3-betting. Do you know the stack size for the short stacker?
Let's see.
$7. So it's kind of like a short stacked fish that plays over half his hand. So he's probably gonna expect you to have a very strong hand, and he's gonna expect the fish to, probably have the fish isn't gonna fold. So I would pretty much rule out bluffs here for the most part. The thing is, ace king is still doing pretty good against the guy's value range. So I mean, you can't go too wrong shoving, but I think I'd rather call in this spot. Or actually, let's see, he makes $1.60. Yeah, it's pretty difficult. But I think folding is fine. I think calling is okay as well. If you call, then the guy behind you calls, and if you hit an ace or a king, you can put in a lot of money. But if not, you just go ahead and fold.
See, I felt like if I raised a smaller amount and he flatted, then I was going to be out of position, in a 4-bet pot, and it was going to be a little awkward. So that's kind of why I jammed. I've kind of got myself in a couple of them positions in the past couple weeks. And I don't know that it makes that much difference. I had looked this guy up too. I mean, his stats look reasonable, but he's like he's like a big loser.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah,
his graph was straight down. Just straight.
I don't think shoving's bad. I think it's probably equivalent to flatting or folding. I mean, they're all pretty close. It's just there's no real easy way to play this hand. I mean, I'm kind of doing now. Let's see, you have like 10-10, and then if we divide that by how much you're risking plus the pot, it's gonna be $12.50. Wait, that doesn't seem right. But yeah, I mean, you only have to get a little bit of folds, and then when you're called, you're gonna have decent equity. So yeah, I mean, if you shove, it's gonna be all right. I think it's gonna be very marginal though. It's gonna be like break even or slightly winning, maybe slightly losing. If this guy's calling range is like queens plus and ace king, then you're gonna have some decent equity. Let me double check on what the equity is. I forget. It's been a while since. I think it was like 40% or so. Let me check real quick. Let's see, poker.
Yeah, just his 3-bet stat of 15, and then also he got his squeeze is 23%. Miss.
Yeah, I think that makes a much. Oh yeah, if he's 3-betting that wide, then definitely shoving is gonna be good.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, but then again, I mean, I didn't know if maybe flattening and keeping his weaker. I mean, he could be squeezing here with ace queen, ace jack, something like that.
Yeah. The thing is, well, I don't think he was going to be bluffing that often. He might have a wider 3-bet for value range. I don't know, I may be wrong with that, but I think if he 3-bets ace-queen here, he's probably just going to call it off.
Yeah.
I don't know, I might be wrong with that, though, but yeah, if he has a range of queens plus and ace-king, if he calls your jam, you have like 38 or 39% equity, which is decent, and then also if you consider you have fold equity, which I think is reasonable to say that you do have a little bit. I think all that combined, you're going to have decent enough equity in the hand to shove. It's going to be a little over 50% or whatever.
Yeah, I was a little worried that he had a stronger range because he was squeezing, from me raising under the gun.
Yeah, that's the one thing
But
that.
yeah, I was a
table.
little. I mean, I tanked down a little bit, thinking about this, and but I didn't really just want to flat and be out of position. So, and then I didn't want to raise and have him call, so I just jammed it.
Yeah, definitely. I think jamming is good there.
That way, I at least get to see all 5 cards
Yeah.
if he does call.
Yeah, it's not like my favorite spot in the world, but I think you play that fun. No, I don't really like doing anything there.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was thinking. Was nothing really seemed that great.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't thrilled about jamming, but I mean, it didn't. I just couldn't think of anything that I wanted to do any better.
Yeah, I agree. It's probably the best play there. Makes me feel a little bit better that the guy has a really wide 3-betting and squeezing percentage.
Yeah, that really factored into my decision.
Yeah. If he was like a nit type rig,
Yeah,
like rig, probably just fold.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. If he was real tight, I would just pitch it.
Yeah.
He folded. Oh, that's what they do. That seemed like it. I guess that's why I won all these small pots. Every time I had a hand, they just folded. Oh, it's pretty standard.
Yeah.
Now we're getting into the more insignificant pots now.
Yeah. Flopping top 2 against the fish.
Yeah, that's Sean the dog. He avoided me. He avoided me the whole time.
He knew your game plan was to take all his money.
Yep. All right.
Cool, dude. Well, that session looked like it went pretty well. A couple people got to see it, which was fun. Got a lot of questions and stuff, so it seemed pretty productive. But yeah, I'll go ahead and post this up on my YouTube channel and website. And yeah, we'll stay in touch. Of course, you've been my student, so feel free to contact me whenever you want, like Skype. Yeah, and then of course, people that are watching, go ahead and click follow so you can get in that $100 free roll contest. And then also go over to nitreg.com and check out the ebook that I released a few weeks back called Beat the Micros in 2012. It's pretty condensed, just like how to beat the micros, like my overall kind of game plan. So I think you guys would enjoy that as well. So cool, guys. Any last questions before I log off?
I don't think so.
Awesome.
Not
man.
for me.
Sounds good. Well, hey, good session, and I'll catch you later.
All right, man.
Later.